Hey beautiful people, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Tara from holisticlocks.com and I'm here as a part 2 of the Freeform Locks Q&A. So firstly I want to say a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. I really love reading your comments, those of you who've asked questions, those of you who've shared your journey. It's been just a beautiful experience sharing and actually just having an interaction. Sometimes when you have a blog, it's always kind of a one-way stream where you're writing blog posts and you don't see as much of other people's opinions as you'd like, and YouTube has been fantastic for just sharing and connecting with more people. So thank you so much to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate your questions and your comments as well. They're just so beautiful. So one of the first things I noticed was the Freeform Q&A video was the most popular out of all the new videos that came out on this channel. So I wanted to make this as a part 2, answering some questions that you guys have asked me, and also from the list that I didn't get to finish the first time around. But I'll keep it very short and simple as well, so we'll just dive in a little bit more deeper, and I'll choose questions that I feel really drawn to answering today. So the first one was definitely one that I wanted to answer because I've been asked this question time and time again, and the question is, are my locks really freeform if I started them with braids or twists? And this can apply for anyone who started their locks with any way of cultivating their hair. So if you started off with braids, twists, sister locks, any method of actually starting the locks, this person's asking if afterwards, if they decide to freeform, are they still classed as freeform locks? Okay, so firstly, let me say that I'm not really big on labels, and I think this is a very personal thing. You know, please feel free to share below in the comment section about what you think freeform locks are. From what I can see from my locking journey since 2001, there seems to be two schools of thought in terms of what freeform locks are. The first is people who have freeform locks from day one of their locking journey, as in they don't manipulate their hair to lock in any way or form. Some people consider that freeform locks. Other people say that freeform locks is when you begin the journey of maintaining your root hairs in a freeform manner, even if you have locks already. So it doesn't matter if it's day 1 of your journey or year 20 of your journey. The minute that you start your freeform locks or your freeform maintenance of your roots, then you start your freeform lock journey. Me personally, this is what I agree on more, but as I said, this is just my personal opinion. I've always seen freeforming as a way of maintaining your roots, even if you've decided to have cultivated locks from the beginning. And this is what I did the first time round. I started off with braids with my first set of locks, and I maintained the roots for about 2 years, and then after that, from 2004-ish to 2013, I totally freeformed. So in the end, most of my locks was actually freeform locks versus the small amount at the end, the very tips, that were my baby locks, that were kind of kept behind, if you know what I mean. I kind of left behind even after all the trimming that I did towards the end. So you decide, and please share your opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion on what you think freeform locks. For me, into labels, I would say if someone starts their journey in a freeform manner from day 1, I would call that organic locks. I prefer that label if I had to choose a label. And freeform locks the minute a person decides to freeform their locks. And there's another one called Semi-Freeform to add more labels into the mix, which is what I'm doing, which I can say is more or less just going with the flow, you know, just being really random about how you take care of your locks, maintaining them sometimes and then going long periods of time where you don't maintain it, or maintaining some sections of your hair while leaving the other freeform. So it's basically go with the flow type of thing, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, a bit of a long answer there, but I hope that's answered the question. But yeah, please do share below. I'd love to hear your comments and your personal opinions as well. I respect everyone's personal opinions on this. Okay, the second question is a lot more easier. How many locks have you got? I've got 45, so 45 locks in general. I have more or less twice as much locks since the first time round. First time round I had about 22 locks, and they were much thicker as well. Okay, let's pick another question. Which one shall I pick? Okay, this one is good. I want to start freeforming. What's the best way to start? Well, go ahead and just not maintain your roots. That's the easiest way to do it. But if you want to kind of slowly ease your way into it and see how you feel about it, basically, then this is another tip that I share with people who ask me that question. If you don't want to go straight in the deep end and start freeforming from now onwards, then what you can do is you can double the amount of time between your maintenance. For example, if you're used to maintaining your roots every, let's say, randomly 2 weeks, why not double it or triple the amount of time? So for example, if you do it every 2 weeks, then why not try it once every 4 weeks or once a month instead, and just see how the changes are. And then you can see whether or not you like the way it looks. If you like having loose hair, some people do, some people don't. So again, this is a personal thing. Maybe you can slowly get into it by semi-freeforming and then taking it from there if you continue to like the way your locks are changing. And there will be some changes, you know. Firstly, obviously, there will be more loose hair in the roots, but at the same time, maybe your locks might get thicker depending on your texture. Maybe the pattern of your locks might change as well. So if you really just want to ease into it, then maybe semi-freeforming is the way to go, but see how you feel about it. And yeah, it's a personal thing. See how you feel about it. That's the main important message that I want to give to you. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that for now. Oh, there is one blog post that I did write about it. Please see the link below, I'll post it. And that has more tips on how to ease into freeforming as well. Yeah, I just remembered it now. So hopefully you'll find some more tips there to answer that question. Okay, this is one I love because it's related to travel, and I love traveling. So someone's asking, have you had any negative experiences while you've been traveling with locks? So I travel all the time because well, at the moment I've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out in between London and Barcelona, and I work as a yoga teacher. So for me, traveling is just part of my life in general, and it's always been part of my life. My family background is related to travel. That's how my parents met, through travel. So everything is revolved around travel, and I can honestly say that maybe the most negative experiences that I've had turned into positive ones, because I felt like there was a nice shift of ideas, if that makes any sense. I think I need to make a video on this, but the way I reacted to some of the negative stereotypes that came up was in a very kind of positive way, as in I allowed the person to be curious. I'll just give you a simple example. One comment that I always get from people over the years is, oh, your hair seems to be really nice for dreadlocks. And I know in the beginning this would really kind of, I didn't know how to take it in the beginning, to be honest. I was like, okay, should I take that badly? Should my locks be dirty and nasty and stink and all of those type of stereotypes that people have? But then I approached it in a positive way, and I took it as, okay, maybe now they can see, the person who's giving me that comment can see that actually dreadlocks or locks or whatever you want to call it can actually be quite nice, you know. They're not the stereotype. I mean, obviously there are some people who do completely let their hair go and keep it dirty, which I don't agree with, but there are ways of maintaining your locks where it does look nice, you know, even when it's not so called manicured or cultivated. You know, freeform locks can look nice. Any form of locks can look nice, you know, and hopefully that's breaking that stereotype. So the most negative experiences are just comments like that, and it's really how I felt like I reacted to them that I hope made a little bit of a difference. But at the end of the day, I like to take it as curiosity. I think sometimes people say things more out of curiosity than anything else, and that's the way I like to approach it first, instead of jumping in and reacting. Obviously, if someone's rude about it, you know, I just take it as, okay, that's your opinion, I'm not going to go to your level and I'm not going to be rude about it. But luckily I haven't had that experience. Luckily, I've heard people who have had that bad experience, and luckily I haven't. But I think I need to make a video on traveling, because yeah, there's a lot more I have to say about it, a lot more. So stay tuned, yeah, stay tuned for maybe a future video on this topic. That would be really juicy and nice to get into. Okay, I'm just gonna take it down to one more question, and I'm just gonna randomly select this question. Okay, this is a simple one. Do you dye your locks? The answer is yes. I love to dye my locks really jet black. I don't know why, but I adore having jet black locks. But I don't do it that often. I do it once every, again, just going with the flow. I go and probably every 3 months, I'd say every 3 months I would do it, and I just like the way it looks. And normally it seems to fade, and normally because I'm in the sun a lot, and it tends to turn into a dark brown eventually, and that's the time when I feel like when I just need an extra boost, or I feel like I want my locks to look much healthier, then I dye them. And I love just the way it looks, and it just looks so much richer and fuller and healthier for my locks anyway. I don't know, so that's something that I love to do. Okay, yeah, I've answered a few questions there. I'm not sure if it helped, but possibly I will make another video of part 3, who knows. I'll just go with the flow and see what happens. Again, feel free to jump in the comment section below, let me know what you think, ask some questions, and maybe I'll pick one of the questions to share my thoughts on in future. Thanks for watching, see you soon. Bye, Satnam.